Educate yourself every day, ladies and gentlemen. Listen to me carefully, because what I'm about to tell you can change the trajectory of your life. Every single day is an opportunity, an opportunity, an opportunity to expand your mind, an opportunity to sharpen your skills, an opportunity to become more. And the people who win in life, they are not just lucky, they are learners. They have made the decision to educate themselves every single day. See, most people think education ends when you get your diploma. But that's a lie. Real education, the kind that transforms you, the kind that elevates you, that begins when you take control. When you say, I am responsible for my growth, ask yourself right now, are you growing or are you coasting? Because here's the truth, if you're not growing, you're dying. If you're not learning, you're falling behind. The world is moving fast. Technology, business, relationships, health, everything is evolving. And the only way to stay in the game is to feed your mind every single day. I'm not saying you have to read 10 books a week. 10 books a week. But I am saying this. Listen to a podcast. Read a chapter. Watch a documentary. Ask better questions. Surround yourself with people who know more than you. Feed your mind like you feed your body. You wouldn't starve yourself for weeks and expect to have energy, right? Well, your mind needs fuel too. The fuel of knowledge, of insight, of wisdom. And don't just consume. Apply. Knowledge without action is worthless. If you learn something today, use it, test it, experiment with it, push yourself into uncomfortable territory. That's where the magic happens. I want you to think of yourself as a student of life. Not for a year, not until you hit a goal, for life. Because when you make learning a lifestyle, when you educate yourself every day, you become unstoppable. So here's your challenge. Today, right now, make a commitment. Every day, I will learn something new. Every day, I will stretch my mind. Every day, I will become better than I was yesterday. Because the quality of your life is in direct proportion to the quality of the information you consume and the actions you take. Remember this, you are the most powerful investment you will ever make. Invest in yourself. Educate yourself. Every single day. Let's go make it happen. If you like, I can also help you craft a shorter or more casual version. Would you like that? 1. Lifelong learning is essential. Education doesn't stop with school. It's a lifelong commitment you make to yourself. 2. Daily growth is non-negotiable. If you're not learning and growing every day, you're falling behind. 3. Feed your mind like you feed your body. Books, podcasts, conversations, and experiences are fuel for your mind. 4. Apply what you learn. Knowledge without action has no power. Real change comes from using what you've learned. 5. Make learning a lifestyle. Become a student of life, not just for a season, but for your entire life. 6. Invest in yourself. You are your most valuable asset, and daily education is the best investment you can make. Would you like me to turn these into a short, powerful handout or poster version? Let me know. Whoa! Lifelong learning is one of the most powerful and transformational commitments you can make in your life. It's not just about formal education or earning degrees. It's about the mindset you choose to adopt every single day. Many people make the mistake of thinking that once they graduate from school or university, their education is complete. They believe they've learned everything they need to know to succeed in their career or live a good life. But the truth is, life itself is the greatest school, and its lessons never stop. The world is constantly evolving. Industries change, relationships shift, technology advances, and if you are not continuously learning, you are slowly falling behind. You are slowly falling behind. The beauty of lifelong learning is that it keeps you curious, adaptable, and resilient. It keeps your mind sharp and your spirit engaged. When you commit to learning every day, you open yourself to new ideas, fresh perspectives, and unexpected opportunities. You begin to see the world not as something static, but as a dynamic, ever-changing landscape full of possibility. You become more open to feedback, more eager to grow, and more willing to take on challenges that might have once intimidated you. Lifelong learning also shapes your identity. It's not just about acquiring new facts or skills. It's about becoming someone who is always evolving. It's about embracing the idea that no matter how much you know, there's always more to discover. This mindset fosters humility because you recognize that you don't have all the answers, and it fuels confidence because you trust in your ability to figure things out and improve. It teaches you to be proactive, not passive in your own development. Instead of waiting for life to teach you hard lessons through trial and error, you actively seek out knowledge and wisdom to prepare yourself. To prepare yourself. One of the most powerful aspects of lifelong learning is how it expands your sense of possibility. Suddenly, you realize that you are not limited by where you came from, your age, or your past mistakes. You start to see potential everywhere. In books, in conversations, in experiences both big and small. You understand that your future is not fixed, but flexible, and that by learning, you have the power to shape it. This belief alone can ignite a fire inside you, pushing you to aim higher, take risks, and live more fully. Importantly, lifelong learning is not just for personal gain. When you learn, you also become a better leader, partner, parent, and friend. You gain insights that help you connect with others, empathize with their struggles, and offer meaningful support. You become someone who can inspire and uplift those around you, and in a world that desperately needs more wisdom and understanding, this is no small contribution. So when you choose to educate yourself every day, you are making a powerful statement. You are here to grow, to contribute, and to make the most of your time on this earth. You are declaring that you will not settle for mediocrity, but will strive to become the best version of by hand. That choice can change everything. Daily growth is not just a nice idea or an optional habit. It's an absolute necessity in today's fast-moving world. The reality is that if you're not intentionally learning and growing every single day, you are slowly falling behind. And the world doesn't wait for anyone. Technology is evolving at lightning speed, industries are shifting, and the way we communicate, work, and live is constantly changing. If you're standing still, you're not just pausing, you're losing ground. And that's why daily growth is non-negotiable. If you want to thrive, stay relevant and feel fulfilled in your life. Many people get caught in the trap of routine. They go through the motions, wake up, go to work, come home, relax, and repeat. And repeat. Days turn into weeks, weeks turn into months, and before they know it, years have passed with meaningful change. What's dangerous about this is that it creates the illusion of stability. But beneath that surface, things are always shifting. Always shifting. Without realizing it, their skills are becoming outdated, their thinking is becoming rigid, and their sense of possibility is shrinking. And when life throws them a challenge or change, they're caught unprepared. Committing to daily growth breaks this pattern. It's about making a conscious decision to stretch yourself every day in some way. That might mean reading a book that challenges your assumptions, having a deep conversation that opens your mind, practicing a skill that feels uncomfortable, or simply reflecting on what you've learned from the day's experiences. Growth doesn't always come in huge leaps. Often, it's in the small, consistent actions that compound over time. Like drops of water filling a jar, small bits of progress each day eventually lead to massive transformation. One of the most important parts of daily growth is that it builds momentum. When you see yourself improving even slightly, it fuels your confidence and motivation. It fuels your confidence and motivation. You start to believe in your own ability to change, and that belief becomes a driving force, even when the process is hard or slow. This kind of self-trust is invaluable because it allows you to face challenges not with fear, but with curiosity and determination. Daily growth also keeps your mind and spirit alive. It keeps you engaged with the world, curious about what's possible, and open to new experiences. It gives you a sense of purpose that goes beyond routine survival. You stop merely existing and start truly living. And when you grow, you naturally elevate the people around you. Your growth can inspire your friends, family, and colleagues to look at their own lives and stretch themselves as well. In this way, your commitment to daily improvement creates a ripple effect that can impact not just your life, but the lives of many others. The bottom line is simple. Daily growth is not a luxury. It's a responsibility. It's the price you pay to live a meaningful, evolving, and empowered life. An empowered life. When you choose to show up every day with a mindset of growth, you position yourself to handle anything life throws your way. And you build a future that's bigger, brighter, and far more fulfilling than you ever imagined. We often pay close attention to what we feed our bodies. Whether we're eating healthy, drinking enough water, or getting the right nutrients. But far too often, we overlook what we feed our minds. The truth is, just as your body needs fuel to function, your mind needs fuel to thrive. And that fuel is knowledge, ideas, inspiration, and wisdom. When you feed your mind regularly with high quality, uplifting, and challenging information, you keep yourself sharp, resilient, and prepared for whatever life throws at you. Many people go through life underfeeding their minds. They spend hours scrolling social media, watching mindless TV, or engaging in conversations that go nowhere. Meanwhile, their potential slowly shrinks. Their thinking becomes narrow. Their creativity fades, and they begin to settle for the same patterns day after day. But when you choose instead to intentionally feed your mind by reading great books, listening to thought-provoking podcasts, watching inspiring talks, or having meaningful conversations, you gain new perspectives, you challenge your own assumptions, and you start seeing possibilities where you once saw limits. This process doesn't have to be overwhelming. Feeding your mind isn't about cramming in as much information as possible or trying to become an expert overnight. It's about small, consistent actions. Maybe you listen to an educational podcast while driving, read a chapter of a book before bed, or spend 10 minutes each morning reflecting on an insightful quote. Over time, these small practices compound. Over time, these small practices compound. They create a steady flow of fresh ideas and mental energy that will influence the way you think, the decisions you make, and the goals you pursue. Another important piece is the quality of what you consume. Not all information is created equal. Just as you wouldn't fill your body with junk food and expect to be healthy, you can't fill your mind with negativity, gossip, or shallow content and expect to grow. You need to be intentional about surrounding yourself with ideas and people that uplift, challenge, and stretch you. Stretch you? Seek out mentors. Read books by people who inspire you. Engage in conversations that push you to think deeper. Protect your mental diet the same way you protect your physical one. Feeding your mind also helps you stay adaptable in a world that is constantly changing. When you keep learning, you develop the ability to pivot, to spot opportunities, and to navigate challenges with creativity and confidence. You become someone who doesn't just react to change, but anticipates and shapes it. That kind of mental agility is invaluable in today's fast-paced world, whether in your career, relationships, or personal pursuits. Ultimately, feeding your mind every day is a declaration of self-respect. It's a way of saying to yourself, I am worth investing in. My growth matters. My future matters. And when you make this a regular part of your life, you will be amazed at how much more engaged, empowered, and fulfilled you feel. You will find that your thoughts become clearer, your energy increases, and your capacity to handle life's challenges expands. Cool. So make the choice, starting today, to nourish your mind just as carefully and consistently as you nourish your body, because the quality of your mind shapes the quality of your life. Learning by itself is not enough to create transformation in your life. It's the action you take with that learning that makes all the difference. You can read all the books in the world, listen to the best speakers, take countless courses, and fill your mind with brilliant ideas. But if you don't apply what you learn, it remains just potential. Knowledge without action is powerless. It sits in your mind, gathering dust, never turning into anything real, never creating progress or momentum. The people who truly succeed and create extraordinary lives are not just those who know more. They are the ones who do more with what they know, Many of us fall into the trap of becoming information collectors. We listen to motivational talks, take notes, highlight passages in books, and feel a temporary surge of inspiration. But then we close the book, turn off the podcast, and go back to our old routines. Nothing changes. The excitement fades, and we search for the next piece of inspiration, hoping it will somehow do the work for us. But the truth is, consuming knowledge should be just the beginning. The real magic begins when you integrate that knowledge into your daily life to greatly life. When you apply what you learn, even in small ways, you start to build real-world experience. For example, reading a book on communication is valuable, but practicing those communication skills in your conversations is what will transform your relationships. Learning about productivity tools can help, but actually using them to manage your time will transform the way you work. Studying leadership principles is useful, but putting yourself in situations where you can lead and make decisions is what develops your true leadership capacity. Without action, knowledge stays theoretical. With action, it becomes wisdom. Another benefit of applying what you learn is that it accelerates your learning curve. When you use what you've learned, you get feedback. Sometimes you succeed, sometimes you fail, but either way, you grow. Ooh. You grow. You discover what works, what doesn't, and how to improve. Action refines your understanding, deepens your skills, and builds your confidence. You become more resilient because you realize that learning is not about getting it perfect the first time, but about improving over time through experience and over time through experience. Applying what you learn also shifts your identity. You stop seeing yourself as just a student or consumer of ideas, and you start seeing yourself as someone who creates change. Change. You develop a bias toward action, and that mindset sets you apart from the majority of people who stay stuck in someday thinking. You stop waiting for the perfect moment or the perfect plan and start moving forward with what you have, knowing that progress comes from doing, not just know. Finally, when you take action on what you learn, you inspire others. You become a living example of growth and change, showing the people around you what's possible. You gain credibility, influence, and the ability to contribute meaningfully to your family, community, and workplace. So remember, learning is the spark, but action is the fire. Take what you've learned, put it to work, and watch your life transform in ways you never imagined. Making learning a lifestyle is one of the most powerful choices you can make because it transforms growth from a temporary phase into a permanent part of who you are. Many people treat learning as something they do for a specific period or purpose. They study for a degree, they take a course to improve a skill for work, or they read a book when they're facing a challenge. But once the goal is achieved or the challenge is over, they stop. They move back into their familiar routines, and the learning process fades into the background. What sets apart people who continue to grow, thrive, and achieve at higher levels is that they don't stop learning. When the goal is reached, they make learning a part of their everyday life. They make learning a part of their everyday life. When you make learning a lifestyle, you stop seeing it as a task or obligation and begin to experience it as a natural and fulfilling part of your day. It becomes something you look forward to because it energizes you, opens your mind, and keeps life interesting. Opens your mind and keeps life interesting. You become curious about the world around you, eager to explore new ideas, meet new people, and challenge your own perspectives. This curiosity fuels a hunger for growth that doesn't depend on external rewards like promotions, diplomas, or praise from others. You grow because you want to, because it feels right, and because you know it leads to a richer and more meaningful life. A lifestyle of learning also helps you stay adaptable in a world that is constantly changing. When you're always learning, you are less likely to fear change because you have developed the habit of stretching, experimenting, and evolving. Instead of clinging to old ways or resisting new ideas, you approach life with openness and flexibility. You become the kind of person who can navigate uncertainty with confidence because you trust your ability to learn what you need along the way. This adaptability is one of the most valuable qualities you can develop, both personally and professionally, and professionally. Another powerful effect of making learning a lifestyle is that it keeps you humble and grounded. When you commit to lifelong learning, you understand that no matter how much you know, there's always more to discover. This humility protects you from arrogance and keeps your ego in check. Ego in check. It helps you remain open to feedback, willing to change, and eager to collaborate with others. People who see themselves as lifelong learners are often better leaders, teammates, and friends because they listen, reflect, and improve continuously. Importantly, when you make learning a lifestyle, you also model that mindset for others. Whether you realize it or not, people around you are watching how you live. When they see you reading, asking questions, seeking new experiences, and pushing yourself to grow, they are often inspired to do the same. You become a source of motivation and encouragement for your family, friends, colleagues, and community. In the end, making learning a lifestyle is about embracing the idea that you are never done. It's about living with a sense of wonder and a commitment to growth that stays with you through every stage of life. It's what keeps you young in spirit, resilient in the face of challenges, and deeply connected to the world around you. When you live this way, you don't just achieve success. You experience a continuous unfolding of your fullest potential. Investing in yourself is one of the most powerful and rewarding commitments you can make, because at the end of the day, you are your most valuable asset. You are your most valuable asset. Too often, people spend their time, energy, and money investing in material things, cars, clothes, gadgets, entertainment, yet neglect to invest in the one thing that has the greatest potential to shape their future, themselves. When you choose to prioritize your own growth and development, when you decide to educate yourself every day, you are making a statement that your potential, your dreams, and your future matter. Investing in yourself doesn't always mean spending money on courses or degrees, though those can certainly be part of the equation. It's about dedicating time and energy to learning, growing, and becoming better than you were yesterday. It means choosing to read a book that challenges your thinking instead of binge watching another series. It means attending a seminar, having a meaningful conversation, listening to an inspiring podcast, or practicing a skill you want to master. It's about seeking out experiences that stretch you and push you outside your comfort zone. These small, consistent acts of self-investment build up over time and compound into something extraordinary. One of the most important reasons to invest in yourself is because no one else can do it for you. Others can support you, encourage you, or offer you opportunities, but ultimately, you are responsible for your own growth. You are the one who decides how you spend your time, what you pay attention to, and what habits you develop. When you take ownership of your own learning, you gain a sense of control over your life. You stop waiting for someone else to fix things, to hand you success, or to show you the way. You realize that you have the power to shape your future with every choice you make. Every choice you make. Another incredible effect of investing in yourself is the confidence it creates. As you gain knowledge, develop new skills, and expand your abilities, you begin to trust yourself more. You become more resilient, more adaptable, and better equipped to handle challenges. You no longer shrink back from difficulties because you've built the mindset and the tools to navigate them. This self-belief spills into every area of your life, your relationships, your career, your health, and your goals, and creates a ripple effect of positive change. When you invest in yourself, you also increase your value to others. You become someone who can offer insights, contribute meaningfully, and uplift those around you. Whether it's your family, your team at work, or your community, the growth you cultivate within yourself naturally extends outward and enriches the lives of others. You become a better listener, a better leader, a better partner, and a better friend, This is not about ego or selfishness. It's about recognizing that your own development allows you to show up more fully and generously in the world. At its core, investing in yourself is an act of self-respect. It's saying, matter. My growth matters. My potential matters. It's understanding that life will hand you challenges, uncertainties, and setbacks. But the one thing no one can ever take from you is the person you are becoming. So when you choose to educate yourself every day, you are not just preparing for success. You are building the foundation for a life of meaning, purpose, and fulfillment. And that is the greatest investment you will ever make.